We're watching a developing story in Los Angeles this hour. Nick Reiner, the son of the late renowned director Rob Reiner, is pleading not guilty in the stabbing deaths of his parents. Rob Reiner and his wife Michele Singer Reiner were found dead with stab wounds in their LA home in December. Their son Nick has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and has been held without bail since his arrest. The CBC's Mark Harkisol is here now with the latest. So Mark, what do we know?
And your 32-year-old Nick Reiner spoke only one word in court today, and that was yes, when he was asked a question by the judge. Even the not guilty plea that he entered in court today was actually entered on his behalf by his lawyer, of which he has a new one. He is now being represented by Kimberly Green, a fairly well-known public defender in Los Angeles. This after, at his previous hearing in January, his high-profile private lawyer, Alan Jackson, says he was forced to quit the case. He said legal ethics could no longer allow him to take part, but that there was something out of his or his client's control that necessitated his leaving the case. But he was adamant that day outside of the courtroom that Nick Reiner, pursuant to the laws of California, is not guilty of murder. That is his direct quote. In court today, you see Nick Reiner appeared in the enclosure without the blue anti-suicide smock that he was wearing in his previous hearing, his head shaved, reacting with his face, but again, only said one word the entire time. As far as his new public defender, Kimberly Green, she says she has only had a brief conversation with him up until this point. She has not spoken to his family at all. So very preliminary stages of that professional relationship there. LA's district attorney also spoke outside the courthouse after today's hearing and says they're still trying to determine exactly to what extent they will go when it comes to looking for potential sentences if he's eventually found guilty.
This case is a death penalty eligible case. Along those lines, we take the process in which we determine whether or not the death penalty should be sought extremely seriously, and it goes through a very rigorous process. We will be looking at all aggravating and mitigating circumstances, and we have invited defense counsel to present to us both in writing and orally in a meeting any arguments that they would like to make in consideration for our going forward or not going forward with the death penalty.
In the courtroom, the prosecutor also mentioned that when it comes to turning over evidence, they have turned over everything at this point except the full results of the autopsy on Rob and Michele Singer Reiner. Once they turn that over, they say that the defense will have full disclosure of all their arguments, all the evidence there.
All right, Mark, thank you. CBC's Mark Harkisol.